Mike Selly here, and with our guest Taslee Wheeler, we're learning all about dogs, or at least some things that we may have not known about dogs and may not have known about ourselves either. So that's a good thing. Remember, it's always clayradioonline@gmail.com. Get us an email if you've got a suggestion about somebody that you'd like to hear on the program. And Taslee, how do folks get a hold of you?
Sure. So you can go to homemadehounds.com. That is our main website. You can call us at 904-203-7314. And you can also stalk us on all the social medias: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Terrific. All right. So we teased going into the break that you're going to talk to us about one of your most interesting cases.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we want to get into too deep because I'm sure you probably could go on and on and on.
Oh, yeah.
But give us some thoughts about some highlights of what you were trying to do, what the dog's problem was, and what you were trying to do with it.
Sure. So a 2-year-old Rottweiler came in, and the family said that they used to work for one of the vet partners that we work with consistently. And the dog had started showing aggression within the past 6 months. And it was really a reaction to outside stimulus, which is the new people, new environments, things like that. And they didn't know why. The dog had been in the home the same, hadn't had a lot of change, but all of a sudden was very reactive at the vet, was very reactive other places. And when they got out of the car, I noticed that there was a lightening around the eyes. It looked white, which is very odd for a Rottweiler. And at first I'm looking and I thought it was maybe vitiligo, which is a common kind of skin disorder, skin and hair disorder. It's just a discoloration. But as we looked more and more into it, we noticed that the dog's eyesight had very much diminished. And so my business partner's great. She walks up to a lot of my consultations that have these concerns, and I hand her the leash and I said, tell me what you see. And she comes back and she says, I think the vision in this one is not as good as it should be, which was confirming what I had seen. And so something was wiggling in the back of my brain. And they talked about everything. They talked about when the aggressive tendencies had started, the reactivity, and it had started about the time that the lightening around the eye had started to occur. And that's not typical for vitiligo. It's not usually, it doesn't have a component of vision loss. And so I was going to do some research. I sent them home. I said, let me do some research, think about it, and, messaged one of my past apprentices and said, hey, do you remember that dog that we had years ago? I would say 15 years ago, and this is really pushing it for my memory. Had the lightening around the eye and the vision issues, and we went back in our memory banks and found out that it had a very rare autoimmune disorder. And that autoimmune disorder